spoiler alert, these two, they met on the show. They started dating from the show. And now they are engaged, which we've known for a couple of months. But then we also found out that they're expecting a child. So when I heard they were engaged, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I wasn't really thinking too deeply, right? But then when I saw that they were expecting a child, I said, wait a minute, hang on. How long have these two actually been together? Right. And I took a screenshot of it. Hang on, give me a second because I have to bring it back up here because I had to go on my friend Google.com to see, exactly when their season of Perfect Match was filmed because it's happening very quickly, in my opinion. Okay. So what I found out is that these two, again, they met on the show and the show did not start filming until summer of 2024, AKA last year. We're not yet in summer. We're still in like the spring season, right? So it has not been a year. So I'm guessing they got engaged after what, like 3, 4, maybe 5 months together. And so if they're announcing that they're, a pregnancy already, that means that they're already like 3 to 4 months into the pregnancy at least. So all of this is seeming very, very, very quick. And it's making me a little bit nervous. I do have to say, I hope everything goes well, but I am very nervous because it feels as though they got pregnant within the first month of being together. And then they decided to go ahead and get engaged, perhaps because of the baby, perhaps because of other things. And then now that they're in the safe zone, they've decided to go ahead and announce this pregnancy as well. And I'm stressed, you guys. I feel like they haven't really gotten the time to get to know each other truly. And that makes me nervous, right? It feels like they're still in the honeymoon period. So to be in the honeymoon period, engaged and expecting a baby is a lot. Jaleesa says, I'm so behind. I didn't know all this. Engaged, pregnant. Is this AD? Yes, it's AD, girl. Yes. Yes. And she seems like such a sweet girl. Like she's one of those girls who just really just wants, just wants to be married, wants to have a family and stuff, So I really do hope for her sake that this is it, that this is going to turn out okay. But I'm still just very, very nervous. It feels like they haven't really had the time to truly get to know each other. And, I don't know how long Ollie has been in the US either, because don't forget, he's from the UK. This guy is from Love is Blind UK. So his situation surrounding being in the US, like what that's all about and whatnot, like, were they long distance throughout this little, quick relationship too, like adding that on top of it, like it's a lot. It really, really is. So and I like AD so much that it's making me nervous on her behalf. Cheryl says they've been together 10 business days. That's what it really feels like, right? Like it's too quick. Allie says it's giving shotgun wedding, and I low-key agree. It feels like, given this timeline that we know about them in this situation, and mind you, I don't think that they were instantly together when they started filming for Perfect Match, right? On Perfect Match, you date a bunch of other people. So they met during the summer and they're filming for the show for what, a month or something like that. It's, and then during the show, you're dating all these other people. So like the amount of time that they've actually full blown been together is shorter than, even what we're imagining in our heads, which makes me very, very nervous. Tadisha says, I don't watch Love is Blind or Perfect Match, but I saw social media comments saying AD and this guy are moving too fast. And they're right. This is very, very quick. Ollie, we saw how he treated Demi on Love is Blind UK, right? Like he seemed very nice and everything, and then just changed his mind out all of a sudden and kind of blindsided her, like commitment issues type of a thing. Then afterwards, when they did the reunion, he was seeing Charlotte, for like 8 months or something. Why all of a sudden are you ready to commit? I don't know. I don't want to say it, y'all, but I'm kind of nervous. This guy, I don't know. I got to be honest with you guys. I don't know that I trust his intentions. And I kind of low key wonder if he's trying to cement his place in the US or something like that. Listen, and I'll tell you, as somebody, who's dealt with visas and this and that so many times, the easiest way to like have a visa and stay without having to go through all the drama and the renewal mess is to marry somebody from the country you're trying to stay in. Or to have a baby in the country you're trying to stay in. That's what I'll tell y'all. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm nervous. I gotta say. Kara says, one of the Love is Blind cast members from season 7 came into my jaw for a session with me recently, left me a glowing review. I had never seen the show before, but that sparked me starting to watch. Spill tea, please. What was your job? What, like, do you know, like, who was it? Like, oh my God, Cara, this is amazing. Let me bookmark this to circle back to you later. We want the tea. We're nosy around here. Ali says this is within the representative, exactly, representative period. You don't know his true character yet. I agree. You know, this feels like, you know, people could still be love bombing you, like, what, 6 months in or whatever. Like, it's very worrisome. It is very, very worrisome. And Tree Ruth, I'm scared that that's the case. I am. You know, again, AD seems like such a sweet girl, but the thing about her is that she is so, and it makes me nervous because she's kind of like Ashley in this respect, and that is why Ashley wound up marrying Tyler, or should I say Liler, with all the like babies he lied about and whatnot. She ignored all the red flags about that man because she just wanted to be married. Like for her, the epitome of life as a woman is being married. It doesn't matter if you're married to trash, right? But so long as you're married, like that's the holy grail for her. And I think that AD is the same. We saw that her season of the show, the way that Clay kept telling her he cannot be faithful. He doesn't want to be a husband, right? He's going to cheat. His daddy cheats. Cheating is in his blood. And he never called her beautiful. He never told her he wanted to marry her. She asked him flat out twice on that show. Both times he says he doesn't really think so. He's not ready, right? And so she still walked down that aisle and said yes to marrying this man. So that just shows you the way that this woman is not really, she's not really good at vetting men, I should say, or she's not, you know what I mean? Like she's just not there yet in terms of like self-actualization, you know? And so I'm nervous for her. I like her so much, so I'm nervous for her. I almost feel like this is a friend of mine, you know? Like, do you guys ever have like these friends who get into these relationships and you're like, please, 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 please wake up from this sort of a situation? That's where I'm getting at with this AD thing. Ramster says the Dutch versions of like Real Housewives, Married at First Sight, Love is Blind, you name it, are so boring compared, you know, like there's a certain level of drama there in the States, you know? So I hear you on that, you know, but wait for the French version of Love is Blind. I just know that's going to be a mess. Because you know what, because I watched the French version of Married at First Sight, and oh my God, it is the perfect representation of why dating French men is the trenches, y'all. Like dating French men is it's not for the faint of heart. I will tell y'all that much. Like, and so just watching these shows, it confirms I'm not crazy. Like this is how like a lot of them are. Rebecca says, yeah, she has TikToks of them being long distance, but it seems rushed. So long distance over like 5-6 months, and you're engaged in expecting a baby. All right now. Good morning, Kahara. Happy Memorial Day. Nice to see you, boo. Tori says, I love your cut. It's speaking to me in a way I can't understand, but I love it. I think it's time for a cut. Thank you, Tori. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've been growing out since doing a big chop for all the damage that I had. And you know what I put today? I had to do a TikTok video about it, but I got, what did I get? This Korean shampoo for adding volume to your hair, because I have such fine, low density hair. And I got this Korean shampoo, and I used it this morning, and it actually added so much volume. Now I wish that I had just like learned about how to get your hair thicker. I thought I was doomed to having like super flat, super fine, super thin hair. But this year I have learned so much about getting volume into my hair, and it's just been a total game changer. So thanks, girl. Go for it. I love a good chop. Sherelle says, oh wow, yeah, he's definitely giving red flags, and AD is pregnant. I really hope everything works out for AD and her baby. And I hope so too. I really do. I hate to, you know, I hate to have like a kind of like a negative vibe about an engagement and this, and you know, this good news and whatnot, but it just makes me really nervous. Hey, Guy, nice to see you, boo. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So nice to have y'all here. And Jaleesa, I agree, she's desperate for marriage. You know, you got to be careful, ladies. Listen, it's great if you want to be married, if you want this and that, but don't let it blind you to the person in front of you, right? Like, pay close attention. Pay very close attention. Ray says, meeting a man on a reality television show in general, because let's be real, they're all the same demographic of man. Then moving this fast is all just a recipe for disaster. It takes years to know someone. I agree. I'm so sad and I'm scared, but I really hope it turns out well. Star says, I like her so much too, but as a perpetually single person, I don't give unsolicited advice. You know, I hear here, but here's the thing. I think that people who are, you know, single, a lot of times it's because they have like good standards and good boundaries, right? I think that sometimes, not always, but sometimes, some people in these relationships, you take a closer look at what it is that they're putting up with, and you go, oh, and then they want to come to you and give you advice, and you go, absolutely not, because I would not put up with a tenth of that nonsense you're out there putting up with. No, thank you. So you know what? Don't be discouraged. I think you have really good boundaries, right? As much as I know about you and what you've shared with us so far, I think you have good boundaries, to be able to give good advice, especially if you want a woman to be in a healthy relationship. So I would trust your advice, just saying.